Hi, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have another Stamps in the Mail Club video tutorial for you. We are going to use Build a Birthday to do a fun birthday candle card. Build a Birthday is one of the new stamp sets in the catalog that came out in June this summer of 2015, and it is a really flexible stamp set. It's kind of one of those, well, building stamp sets where you can make all kinds of different shapes. So we're going to go with the candles, and I have some tips for you on how to make your candles turn out really nicely. So let's get stamping. Alright, so we'll get our pieces out here. And remember, when you're working with photopolymer stamps like the Build a Birthday set, you want to keep a mat underneath. This is a paper piercing mat. I highly recommend this. It's just the perfect density for pressing your stamps down so that you get a nice image. So I'm going to go ahead and start here with the strip of Bermuda Bay cardstock. It is 4 1/4 by 11. And when you fold cardstock this direction, one tip is to make sure you score it. You could use the Stampin' Score, or you could use your paper trimmer, but when you fold cardstock this way, it's against the grain of the cardstock, which is called the hand, and so you get that funky cracked fold. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and just score that right there at 5 1/2 inches so that I get a really beautiful fold instead. Alright, and this is going to be our card base, and I'm going to go ahead and stick some pieces on. So we have our square of the new Cucumber Crush cardstock. Woohoo for this color. These colors are all from the Cherry on Top Designer Series paper, which I am in love with and highly recommend if you're looking for a fun new Designer Series paper to play with from the new catalog. And then, speaking of which, here's a piece of the paper, and I am, surprisingly, if you watch my videos, I'm not cutting banner ends on this, which I know will floor you. I'm just going to go ahead and use it like it is. So we have sort of a block. So this is actually kind of a neat layout here. You could use this layout to do lots of different things. You could turn it this way, you put a flower on it, it could be anything. Sometimes I like to just start with a cool layout and then layer on top. So birthday wishes, I'm going to use from Build a Birthday in Watermelon Wonder. And you know I couldn't resist, so I'm cutting a banner end on this one. There is a new cool triple banner punch, which does this cool thing for you. So if you are thinking that you would like to try something, you just hate cutting those little banner ends, then the triple banner punch is definitely something to add to an upcoming order. Then I'm going to grab these pieces of Whisper White cardstock from my kit, and I'm going to start stamping candles. So I have my stripey candle, I have my polka dotty candle, and I have my cool patterny candle. Alright, so we have those all stamped, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out. Now, usually when I have you cut things out, I say leave a border like this. So you're leaving like a white border, but this time I'm going to go ahead and say cut right on the edge of your candles, because we want them to look like actual elements instead of cut out pieces. So go ahead and cut right up against them. And then the next thing I'm going to stamp are my flames, and these I'm going to go ahead and do 3 of them, one for each candle in Delightful Dijon, and that one's a little funny on the side, so we'll skip that one. When you cut these out, my recommendation is to leave a halo around them. And through the magic of television, we are pretty much ready to start assembling. So I'm just going to flip these over and put a Stampin' Dimensional on the back of these guys. And then as you watch my videos, you know I like to use my edges of dimensionals because this candle is a little bit too narrow for a regular dimensional. We don't want them to show. And then same for the flames. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut some edge pieces. You could cut your dimensionals in half too, whatever makes you happier. And then when you have those, you're ready to start assembling. So I'm going to put the biggest one here in the center, and you may need to trim down. Let's see, I want it to be about there, but I don't want it to show below the birthday greeting that we're going to put. So do that and give it a flame. And then our candle over here, we'll cut it a little at the bottom, maybe a little more. There we go. And have that poke out with another flame. And then finally our polka dotty candle over here with a little flame. And then I'm going to grab that birthday wishes that we made at the beginning and stick it on there. And there we have our finished birthday candle card. So super fun way to use your pieces to build something a little bit different with the Build a Birthday stamp set from the new catalog. So if you'd like a Stamps in the Mail Club kit, it's probably not too late. Just drop me a note and let me know you'd like to get one, and we'll see what we can do. So thanks so much for watching.